on my Media Prime. This day we are going to be getting the story from the horse's mouth on the affair between prophetess Grace and Vanessa Kim Singer, an issue of water bans that were poured on Vanessa Kim Singer by prophetess Grace. We are going to be getting the story from Vanessa Kim Singer, who is in the studio with us. She's going to be accompanied this day by Apostle Ambe Valentine Wa, who will be also sharing with us what they, the men of God, go through with their wives. We are talking about the mummies, the first ladies, always suspecting them. They have female collaborators that is also part of the ministry. So we're going to find out how he is managing this, and by extension how some men of God are supposed to manage their relationship with their female collaborators. But Vanessa is here to tell us what happened that fateful day and where the situation is right now. Many persons were doubtful whether she was going to answer present for this edition of The Point, but she's live here with us this evening. Vanessa, we are glad to have you for the very first time on The Point.
Thank you, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You are recovering, or you are already recovered?
I've already recovered.
Okay. We also, like I said earlier on, we are here with Apostle Valentine Ambe Ngwa. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. Good evening, millions of televiewers. The Point, we are here tonight to deliberate this very controversial issue that has created a lot of panic and tension across the social media. And thank God the victim is here. And from her own mouth, we're going to be getting the true point of the story. Notwithstanding, we also get the other side of the grace prophetess. By the grace of God, we'll try to reach her so she comes and explains her own part of the story. So that's why we're here tonight. Thank you.
Yes, just to let our televiewers know that we are doing everything possible to get prophetess Grace into our studios. We hope we finally get her. Her number, we are told, is not going through. She changed her number. We're going to get a new number so we can reach out to her. And why not bring also Pastor Daniel now? Yes, if possible, bring Pastor Daniel into the studios alongside the three of them so that we get our issue is peace, and let peace reign. Vanessa, many stories have been circulated out there, especially on social media. When this news actually came out, can you tell the viewers what happened on that fateful day?
Okay. We had a program with Prophet Daniel and the wife. And while working, Prophet Daniel was pleased with the work because I called them. They called me and said they want me to organize a program for them. So I was going to bring artists, instrumentalists, and the MCs. I was the one who came with the MCs. So while we were working, Prophet Daniel was pleased with the way I was working because I do my best to work with all my heart. So he appreciated me, and the wife got jealous. Then the wife started suspecting him. The way you are appreciating this Vanessa, it's like you are falling in love with her because you are over appreciating her. So she stopped us from working. She said we should not come again because she felt like we were mocking at her when she was preaching, which was not true. I was even the one taking pictures when she was preaching. So when she stopped us, they had to bring other artists and pay them. The arrangement I made with the other artists, the man of God was supposed to pay them, but when he stopped us, I said, there's no problem, sir. This is December. These artists, they were supposed to be in others programs. So even if you stop, or you're still going to give them their full package. He said, okay, no problem. You people should come on Sunday evening, 5:30 p.m. I said, okay. 5:30, I was there with one of the MC girl in church. When we arrived there, they told us that the man of God had left. I called him on phone, and he said he left because the children were disturbing. Madam was not in church. I said, okay, so what happened to the money? he said he was supposed to give us 85,000. He said, I have just 15,000 in my mobile money. Should I send it to you? I said, no, sir. What am I going to do with 15,000? Am I going to give it to the instrumentalists or the singers? Before I could say anything, he dropped his call. I called again, he didn't pick. I told the MC girl that I know his house. Let's go to his house so that he will explain everything in front of you, so that it won't be like I'm playing mago with you people's money. That was how we got to his house to collect our money. When we got to his house, we greeted the wife. The wife said, I don't need you people's greeting. You people should pass. We entered the house. The family was there. In fact, everybody, they were there. We entered the house. They asked us to sit. I said, I'm not sitting. They insisted that I should sit. I said, okay, there's no problem, sir. Please, we just need the money. We want to go. Because I was no longer comfortable in that house, because the wife had accused me of going out with the husband. And the only reason why I went there was to collect money. And after the money, I will cut off with everything that had to do with the husband and the wife. When she accused me, let me just say the part, when she accused me of going out with the husband, I didn't stop because I know a lot of people are asking that, when she accused you, why didn't you stop? It's the work of God. I didn't stop because I was the planner. So I'm the one who came with the instrumental. If I had stopped,
what event were you planning?
It was a crusade. Like, they were trying to plant a new ministry. Like, that was their first ministry, their first church. So they asked me to help them organize the program, since I'm connected to so many gospel ministers. So that was how I came with the gospel ministers, the instrumentalists. If I had stopped, these people would have stopped too, and his program wouldn't have gone as planned. So that's why I said, one of my sisters encouraged me that just continue with the program, and after the program, cut off with everything that has to do with the woman and the pastor. So I had to just continue with the program. When they stopped us, I had no problem. I told them there's no problem, but you people have to pay our money. That fateful day, we went to their house. We entered the house. When we were discussing with the husband, she came and sat. She first of all went outside, came back inside and said, there is food, you people should eat. It was the husband that replied her and said, people, they enter house, they greet you, you know answer, and I chop you to give them. She looked at the husband and said, yes, now there's food in the house. Anybody that enters here must eat. Then we replied, we told her that we are not eating. She laughed and said, una the fear poison. That's what she said. When she said that, she went out because their kitchen was outside. She went out. I didn't know she was boiling water for me. And the husband was pleading with us that, please, I have just 20,000 here. Please, you people should take this 20,000. I'll finish your money next week. And that was how we collected the 20,000. And we were with the family. The family were the one pleading. There was nothing like insult. I hear her saying on Facebook, I came to her house to insult her. Nothing like such happened. So when I took the money, I went out. That was my last day. So to go to that house. And when I took the money, I went out. I heard my name, Van. As I turned, she poured the water on my face. And as I was shouting, she finished the other one on my back. And when I felt that, she slapped me because the people were inside. That was when she poured me the water, I was confused. I was like, what happened? When I felt the pain in my heart, that was when I shouted. When she had already finished the other one on my back, I shouted and the family came out. When she slapped me, she said, in your next life, you will not try it again. When she slapped me like that, she went inside the kitchen, took the knife. On coming outside, that was when the sister-in-law now held and took the knife from her. And I heard she was well beaten that night. So that was how I started screaming, Father, preserve my face. If there's anything you do for me in this life, is to preserve my face. And God heard my cry. That was how the thing happened.
Which parts of your body were affected?
My face and my back. So, but God had to preserve my face. It's only this side that got burned. But to the glory of God, my color is coming back. I thank God for that.
You thank God for that. Some persons think that, yes, for this lady to have acted, for the prophetess to have acted like that, was that the first time you met her?
That was not the first time I met her. It's not been up to 3 months since I met them. It's just 2 months, yes. Then I came in contact with the man and the wife. I sang in a program in Bonaberi. That's where I met them. And they met me after the program and say, wow, your performance was so wonderful.
The man and the wife met you?
Yes.
Or was just the man?
The man and the wife. It was even the wife that started talking to me. I said, wow, dear, your performance was so wonderful. I said, thank you, ma. He said, the husband has said, we have a program that is coming up. I would like you to help us to, would like to invite you. I said, no problem. When there is time, just let me know. That's what I told them.
And they took your contact and they called you?
They took my contact, and the husband first of all sent me a friend request on Facebook. I accepted. The wife too sent me a friend request. I accepted. Then after that, they invited me. The two of them called me and invited me that I should come to their house, that we really have to talk. I told them I was so busy, and they told me that okay, they want to come and visit me. The day they were to come to the house, I had to prepare food for them to come and eat, but the husband came with one of his daughter and told me that the wife has gone out to do her hair.
Okay, when you people started discussing, you invited them over for?
Yes, I didn't invite them. They invited themselves because they told me that they want to visit me. Yes, I didn't ask them for a visit. They told me they want to visit me. So that was the first time I started with the husband and the daughter. We spoke. They came ahead, and I saved them where we spoke. That was all. Then the next time I met with him was at Mino with Chris Moore. That was one of our gospel artists too. Chris Moore. So we met there. The husband called me for that we should come. That I should come so that we talk about the program, how the program is gonna look like. I met him with Chris Moore and we spoke. I left him and Chris Moore there. That was the last time I ever met the husband. But she is going everywhere telling people that I will go out with the husband. The husband will come back late at night.
Yeah, but because many persons say that for a woman, a prophetess, to do what she did to you that night indicates that something must have been happening between you and Pastor Daniel, and that she was not too comfortable with your rapport with the husband.
Well, I don't know where that is coming from. I don't know. But what I know is that she said what I'm doing, because the night she called me that she really wants to talk with me. She came to my church. I had a program, Intimacy with God. I invited the husband and her. She came and she said, please, I would like us to talk. I said, okay, no problem. The next day she called me that we really need to talk. I said, there's no problem. Where should I meet with you? She said, in my house. She was the one who invited me to her house. So she called me and I went there. I respected her invitation and I honored it. I went there. She called one of her daughter and she said she doesn't like the carnal relationship I'm having with the husband. I said, there's no carnal relationship between I and your husband. I said, she did not even ask me. She started talking. I said, it's like you love my husband. Do you love my husband? I said, what do you mean? Is it because I accepted to help you people or what? She started insulting. I know you very well. You are a prostitute. You are this, you are that, you are this, you are that. I told her that the only thing, I was just looking at her and I said, I made the statement that, and you're a prophetess, you can't even descend in the spirit who is dating your husband. So your God has not told you who is dating your husband. She sat quiet.
Okay, Are says the program is one-sided. Are able to Roland, yes, please, Are able to Roland, we are going to do everything possible to get Prophetess Grace and also get her side of the story, and we are also ready to have a joint program with both of them. Prophetess Grace is unreachable. She changed her number, so bear with us. We are going to get her side of the story, and if possible, Vanessa says she's ready to do a program here with anybody, even if the husband and Prophetess Grace is available. Should run the program. No, so you met with them. She has suspected you already.
Yes. Before
carrying out this act. But now, when Lily tells you that I suspect you and my husband, what took you to the house again?
That was what I said. We went there to collect our money. Like, my husband was supposed to give her money, and that night the artists were on my neck that I should give their money. And if you're an artist, you know how artists behave.
Okay, they performed and were not paid.
Yes. They were on my neck that I should send their money because I was the one who organized the program. Like, I actually...
you hired them?
Yes. So I was the one to pay them. So I and the man of God, we were mostly chatting on WhatsApp. I have all our chats in my phone about the artist. How much is this artist taking? Send me the pictures at the pictures of the artist. That was all about it. So when the program got finished, the man of God didn't pay, and the artists were on my neck.
But can you understand? Because you see, the man of God kept appreciating your work. Can you understand the fact that the woman could not also stand? The fact that seemingly there was a very close rapport between you and Pastor Daniel.
I don't understand.
So you say in the beginning, you say that Pastor Daniel was appreciative of the work you were doing.
Yes.
And the wife was not very comfortable.
Yes.
But
That was
can
what
you also
she
can you
said.
also understand her position? That maybe she sees a beautiful lady who is getting into close working relationship with her husband, and maybe feels that something may be wrong somewhere.
That's what when she was released from the police station, I called them. I said, please, I really want to talk with them. I told her that I've forgiven you. She wanted to kneel down. I said, don't kneel down because I know you're not sorry. But I forgive you with all my heart. I want to tell you something. The only problem you have in your marriage is trust. You don't trust your husband, and that is very wrong. And I told the husband, please, if you know what your wife wants, give it to her. If your wife does not want you to appreciate ladies in front of her, don't do it. If she does not want you to work with ladies, don't do it, because you are endangering ladies' lives. Because you are the cause of this hot water on my back. You knew very well of what your wife is capable of doing. You have been married to her for 5 years. 5 years is not 5 days. So you should know her better. That's what I told them. I told the wife that I'm not dating your husband, and I will never date your husband. If I've ever looked at your husband and even admire your husband, let me die in 5 days. Just to make her have that confidence that the husband is innocent, but still yet she's going around telling people that she came and begged for forgiveness, and I rejected it.
Okay, Apostle Ambe, you've listened to the story. Vanessa she says she even swore to the wife that if I have anything with. But can you also understand the situation of prophetess Grace? Oh, she's supposed to also carry the gown of wisdom and the grace to discern.
Well, Mr. Leo, I've been in this kingdom of God for quite a long time, and I've been preaching the gospel, and as an apostle and a father to many pastors who are also married. I must let you understand that every woman has a temperament. Some women have very funny temperament that they cannot control. Some of them are over possessive in nature. Some other women are very calm and very organized in the way they approach matters. It is very certain that from my experience as a Christian, if you are genuinely born again and circumcised by the Holy Spirit, you can never be bold enough to even carry hot water and pour on a fellow human being. Let's talk about born againism aside. Anybody who has a conscience, if you are not possessed by an evil spirit, you will feel even seeing blood, talk less of pouring water on somebody else. The act is totally condemnable. But the issue is, what are the circumstances that led to her behaving the way she behaved? Because it's true that she behaved very bad. We're not going to kill her. Let us also judge the circumstances that led to her reaction. First and foremost, from the story I've gotten from Vanessa, I've not heard from the prophetess. If I have to believe what Vanessa is saying, the woman is the overpossessive type. She wants a man to succumb to every single demand she puts in front of him, which is not correct. Number two, if a man wants to cheat on you, he will not come and cheat on you inside the house. There are several places in the world he can do his game and then come back home, sit like an angel. Thirdly, a man before getting married to you had seen other women that he could live that life with. It's not when he will come to the house and then he will begin to try and do it even in your presence. We don't support the fact that he might not have had anything to do with Vanessa. But the issue is the approach to the circumstance that the woman used was wrong. I want to also say this, that when it came to the point of the woman complaining that she does not want to see Vanessa again with the husband, it was supposed to be her husband's responsibility to call the woman and call Vanessa and tell Vanessa that, please, I wouldn't want to see you anymore in this house, because your coming here is creating tension between you, the woman, and my wife. I mean, you, the Vanessa, and my wife. So Vanessa, I will not want to see you anymore. But I'm telling you, Mr. Leo, with all sincerity, and all those of us who are watching this program right now, is that every woman has a temperament. There are women that will see this very circumstance and there will be no tension. It depends on the kind of woman. But to me, any child of God that is born again, sometimes your heart is so circumcised to the extent you are even afraid to kill a chicken. Talk less of carrying hot water and pouring on a fellow human being's body. That is a very serious problem that we have to redefine the woman's being born again, and talk less of she being a prophetess.
Okay, I asked for some persons to send questions. They have been sending. Vanessa, the questions are addressed to you. Feel free to answer them. This one says, hello, I'm listening to your interview and I'm interested. Please, can we know how she would have paid the singers with 20,000 francs? Because you say you received 20,000 now.
Okay.
So, and then, no, it's not done. It says, can it be possible that singers will come and work called by you and you will not have money to pay them? And she took it to pay how many singers, knowing how much it is expensive to get them for a program. Thank you. We are talking about a live band. How can it be paid for 20,000 francs? But who is writing? Can you just send me your name and where you're writing from? Yes, Vanessa.
Well, the 20,000 was not actually our payment, but he wanted to advance the money that he had to give to the singers.
And that was with respect to the father when
okay.
MC.
The amount was 85,000.
85,000.
So when you received the 20,000 francs, it was...
I called one of the artists that was really on my neck, that he really needed the money. I called him. I asked him first. It was the apostle that called him and asked if they should give you this money first. Then next we were going to finish it, and he said yes. That's when I collected the money, because I didn't want it. I wanted to be transparent to everybody. I know artists very well. When you sing in the program, they don't give you money. I know how they behave. So that's why I said no. Confirm, you, the apostle, call the singer and confirm if I should take this money first. Then next week you finish it. That's why I collected the 20,000. The money was 85,000.
The money was 85,000.
Yes.
This is Eno Samuel writing from Douala. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and to all the panelists in the studio. Thank God that Apostle Ambe is there. Please bring the pastor in question and prophetess too. Let all of them be present, because each of them gave me a contrary story. What I perceive is that Vanessa is not saying the truth, and that prophetess is also lying. The man has the true story. Okay. Only God knows the true story, please. Why do you think the man has the true story? Only God. Good evening, sir. Please change 2020 to 2021. Thanks. I love your program. More grace. Emmanuel writing from Bahrain. I don't know where 2020 is. I don't know where they are seeing 2020. Can we, wherever 2020 is seen, can we change it? Maybe it's on the live streaming. Can we just check it? Hello, Mr. Liu. Trust has been to be earned and should come only after the passage of time. Whoever is careless with the truth is in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Without taking sides, the fact that the lady accepted their invitation is enough reason to prove a point. But just this question for me to her: why did she not inform some elders in the church about the accusation levied on her? 2, was there no guy who could handle the financial dealings with the pastor? 3, that said, there is always another side of a story, and thank God Vanessa didn't eat the food offered to her, like the story would not be what we have now. Clarion Teves writing from Abu Dhabi. Now, can you clarify the audience the same? Why did you not meet the elders of the church? It's because you are not a Christian there.
I'm not a Christian there. I was invited to come and arrange a program. I'm a gospel minister, and that was their first planting. I've met them just like, it's not been up to 3 months, like I said. It's just 2 months that I've known these people, so I don't really know they had no church members. Like, there was nobody.
Yeah.
Where the first day of the program, it was just us, the artists, the instrumentalists, and the MCs. No church member. So there was nothing like elders and members or partners. So
they were going to begin their ministry. They were
going to begin their ministry.
Okay.
Yes. So they asked me to help them.
Okay, the issue of a man handling the financial transactions is because you are the one who was hired to organize the program.
To organize the program.
Okay. Don't know whether I should take the questions, but let me continue. How did you react to the water issue? Taken to the hospital by who?
I was taken to the hospital by the police.
Okay. When it happened in the house of the pastor,
yes,
you called the police?
My sister was with me, one of my sister, the MC girl. She was with me. So she took my phone and called my elder brother. My elder brother had to call other people. They called other people. I had to call some of my friends too. Then one of my friends called the police. And the neighbors too called the police. So that was how I was taken to the hospital. Even when we were trying to call the police, they were asking us not to, that we should settle it as a family. I didn't know how the police got involved.
Okay.
Yes.
You were down, you were taken to the hospital by
the police because they didn't want us to go to the hospital. They were begging that we should settle it as a family. Yes, so I didn't know the person that called. I was in pain. I was confused. So when they were saying all this thing, I was busy crying, Father, preserve my face, God, because my face was really burning. It was really hot.
Okay. So now you went to the hospital, you stayed in the hospital for how long, and who paid for the bills?
Well, I was taken to the hospital at Dispensary de Nouvelle. Yes, I was taken to the hospital at Dispensary de Nouvelle, where they had to clean the wound and they sent me back home to come the next day. So I went back home. I came the next day. They had to clean the wound. We were transferred to this hospital, l'Hôpital de Boulry, at Deido. That's where I'm receiving treatment.
So who took care of the bills?
The family of the girl. No, the husband, the pastor, and the family of the girl. They took care of the bills. So it was a mentor that first of all came. And
whose mentor?
The girl's mentor.
Grace Prophetess.
Grace Prophetess. So the mentor came and was trying to. When the thing happened, I first of all called Apostle Daniel the next day, because the police people said they are the ones to take care of the bills. So the next day we called them. The first day it was my other brother that took care of the bills. The second day my other brother took care of the bills. So the police people said no, they are the ones to take care of the bills. If not, they will pay. So we called them, went to the hospital and called the husband. The husband told us that I don't have any money with me right now. You should try and understand. The program didn't went as planned. So you should try and understand with me. I called my other brother. He had to send us money again. We paid for the hospital bills, and when we came out, that was when the mentor came now, because they were trying to release the girl. I had to release the girl on the condition that they will pay the hospital bill. And they asked to pay me for the days that I'm staying at home. I told them I don't need their money. They should take it. Because if they give me their money, it will be of no use to me. Each time I look at my business, maybe if I take the money and invest in my business, I'm a business lady, I deal with cosmetics. So if I take the business and invest in if I take the money and invest in my business, each time I look at my business, I will see hot water that they pour on me. So I told them I don't need their money. Even to pay the hospital bill, they were just confused. They were asking money everywhere. So I told them I don't need their money. They should take it. I'm happy that God preserved my life.
You're happy that God preserved your life, but some people think that you might have had a personal issue with Prophetess Grace even before the couple contracting you to organize the event.
No, there was nothing.
You had never known Prophetess Grace?
I've never known her anywhere. I've never known her anywhere. It was just the day I met her and the husband, and they called me. That was all.
And what about Pastor Daniel? Maybe something was also happening behind the scenes before the two met you in that.
Pastor Daniel, I've never known Pastor Daniel. I mean, the two of them, I've never met them in my life. I know they are watching. I know the husband is watching, the wife is watching. I've not known these people. I just met them in Bonaberi. I went to sing in that program. They met me there and said they love the way I ministered. They would like me to help them in the program.
And now, after you...
But the husband said he has been seeing me in Kingship, because each time there's a program in Kingship, I was the one that they'll invite to come and minister. So the husband said, I've been seeing her, and even the wife too said, yes, I've been seeing her. Kingship is a big ministry, so when you stand there to minister, people are seeing you, but you're not seeing anybody.
But Apostle Ambe, it's also very difficult to watch the way you people relate with, especially female collaborators, because those who sing collaborate with you now. You give the word, they lead the praise, worship, and where do we draw the lines between what you do and what your female collaborators do, so that Mama or the First Lady do not also get jealous?
You know, this case is very complicated because this girl happens not to be even a member of that ministry. There are even more complicated cases where the lady is a member of the ministry and is working like a secretary or an assistant to the pastor in question. At a particular duration can cause tension because of the closeness of work. Number two, everybody has a skill and talent. Your wife might not be competent in an area, and somebody is in the church that has that skill and talent. You are not going to make the ministry become stagnated because you have a woman that is not competent in an area and there's somebody in the church. The problem is this: when you are dealing with a female associate, it's supposed to be transparent. It's either you are working alongside with your wife in the office if she's not busy, or better still, communicate issues with her. One of the dangers also is that we have a lot of jealous women. When a woman comes into a ministry and is putting more effort, more than that of the mother of the house, it creates rancor and jealousy amongst the two of them. Those are the things that most of the times cause trouble in churches. But this case is a case whereby somebody is a visiting artist. It's not permanent there. He just came to organize a program. Then, considering the duration of the relationship, barely 3 months, what would have probably happened within those 3 months that could cause a woman to pour water? Because she has no physical evidences as to the fact that they had a church that was running. Then this lady was constantly with the husband. The lady was constantly chatting with the husband, or the lady was close to the husband. How do you expect in 3 months' time or 2 months' time for something to transpire to the extent whereby you would develop such bitterness to pour water on a fellow lady? I don't think there's any sense in it.
Yeah, but I really want to understand also, how do you contract somebody to get a band, artist,
yes,
for a performance, and on that day they're not paid?
That is what the problem is, because most of the times we operate by faith, but we fail to understand that before faith will work, we have to add knowledge to it. Faith alone doesn't work. That's the word 2 Peter 1:5 says, add to your faith knowledge, and to knowledge virtue, which means you have to know. As much as you're operating in faith, you have to know on how to go about it. Now, you are expecting a particular band of ministers to come and sing in your church. You have not even set any agenda on how to raise income as far as the program is concerned. Secondly, you have not done any evangelism or publicity on in bringing the people who are going to cost the finances to come. Then you organize a program, because we have seen many programs that have been failures. Some people just get zeal, excitement, and some kind of enthusiasm to organize program when they don't have a mastery of the terrain. So it is the case with this one. Now you have organized the program, it has failed. I am talking as an example. A young man came to my church without my knowledge, played the band, and when he wasn't paid, he took away the pedal. I'm telling you, recently I organized the Feast of Tabernacle. It is my son Gashumia. Everybody knows him. He's a gospel artist. He was the one that coordinated almost 10 gospel artists and brought. And the money that was supposed to pay, he came and stood at my office and said, those guys are about to go, I should pay them. I had to give him the money to pay. So it was a similar case like this. She was contracted to bring other gospel artists. I'm not used to gospel artists, but I have a gospel artist in my church that is used to gospel artists. So if she does not play her role in bringing the money, she will lose trust. They may need her somewhere to coordinate those custody acts again. It brings another problem. My problem is the duration. If I thought this girl was serving in that church and they had some very closeness with the pastor for almost a year, and then the level of companionship and constant chat, I would have been able to put some question mark, even though being close is not, it does not authenticate the fact that they are having something intimate. Now, the next thing we have to understand is this: women must learn how to have facts on ground and evidences. I think the issue is, if this woman had allowed time to test, to prove her claims or her beliefs, she should have been able to set up some persons to follow up the husband as well as follow up this lady. If they had even a picture somewhere that they sat, they were eating or drinking or somehow caught in a motel, a brothel or a hotel, then I think that would have been an authentic fact. We are just living out on information formulated in the air. We do not have facts on ground. You know, when it comes to cases of sexual immorality, when you have tangible images on ground that attest, and even sometimes we are in an age where technology has increased, people can even still Photoshop. You saw the scandal concerning Justice Suleiman, where they said he had an affair with a lady and it was somehow Photoshopped. The lady later on came back and apologized and confessed in the whole church. So I think this issue is the devil could also be behind the fight of the ministry in order to sabotage the
I don't
image.
know whether her song is ready. Can we have 1 minute of Vanessa's video?
You are worthy, worthy of my praise. You are worthy, worthy to be praised, Baba. You are worthy, worthy of my praise. You are worthy, worthy to be praised. You are worthy, worthy of my praise. You are worthy, worthy to be praised. You are worthy, worthy of my praise. You are worthy, worthy to be praised. I sing to you, with praises from my heart, with praises from my heart. Lord, I worship you. I sing to you, with praises from my heart, with praises from my heart. Lord, I worship you. Jehovah, you do good things for me. You do good things for me. Jehovah, you do good things for me. Yeah. You do good things for me. 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 Yeah. You do good things for me. Papa, you do good things for me. You do good things for me. You do good things for me. Oh, you do good things for me. 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 You are worthy, worthy of my praise. You are worthy, worthy to be.
Okay, thank you, Eli. That was Vanessa Kim Singer. That was your first video release?
Yes, sir.
Are you working on a second one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Vanessa, you had an attack. You were taken to the hospital. You said the bills were paid by Pastor Daniel and the family,
Yes.
and the mentor of prophetess who came down from
Yaoundé.
Yaoundé. But she was locked up.
Yes.
You asked for her to be locked up.
Yeah, well, that night they had to call the police to lock her up, but we had to release her because if not, she would have been taken to Newbell and she was going to spend maybe 3 years or 8 years. And I told
That was the process. When she was taken to police, who approached you for what?
I don't understand.
When she was locked up,
Yes.
some persons approached you for
Yes.
her to be released.
Yes.
Who are those who approached you, and how did the discussions go?
Well, it was the mentor that approached us.
The
my elder
mentor
brother.
of prophetess.
Yes, prophetess Grace. It was the mentor that approached us because the family said, the husband said, this was a statement the husband made. that let her even go inside there and learn some sense, because she has been doing that to so many ladies that I'm not the first person she's doing that to. Maybe this time around she's going to learn some sense. The husband took food to give her. She rejected the food, insulted the husband, even the husband's family, because she disrespected them. Even the husband family took food to give her. She refused.
Wait, a new bed?
Yes, a new bed, when she was locked up at Commissariat. Is this Cesium? She rejected the food and said it's only her junior brother will give her food. Insulted the family of the guy, and that was how the husband said, I have nothing to say. Truly speaking, if the husband had defended her, I personally, I would have locked him up. Yes, because what she did wasn't good. I know no matter what I say, it won't change what you have in mind. I'm so innocent, and the husband also is innocent, and I know the truth. The husband knows the truth, and God knows the truth. I know no matter what I say, it won't change what you have in mind. So you just choose to believe what you want. It was the mentor that came and pleaded with my elder brother, because my elder brother was the one following up the case.
So when they pleaded, what happened?
At last, my elder brother had to talk to me, and all of them spoke to me, and I decided to forgive her, and she was released. And after, when she was released, I called them, we spoke, and everything was okay. But she's still going around telling people, lying and saying things. And she came to the house, she apologized, and I rejected it. I forced her to apologize on Facebook, which was not true, or fake. That I forced her. She was the one writing me every day. I have all her messages, calling me that I will never have peace until you forgive me. I know what you're going through. I'm the cause of it. Forgive me. She
wrote to you severally.
Yes, I have her messages in my phone. I have all the proof in my phone. She even wrote to me and said, please, I've apologized to you openly. She sent me a friend request. I went and accepted the friend request, and I was reading comments. People were asking her, she asked her Facebook friends to help her apologize. Then I saw comments like, what did you do that you're asking us to apologize? She came there and said I did something wrong to her, and she's really angry. So I came there. She didn't want me to tell the people what she did, that she actually poured me water. So I came there now. I posted a picture of mine with the wounds on my back.
Can we have the picture on our screen? Yes, just go on.
So if it's
possible to have that picture, yeah.
So I posted a picture that I had wounds on my back on her timeline. I said, this is what the prophetess did to me because of insecurity. People were screaming now, because I saw some people saying that if you have apologized to her and she does not want to accept it, leave it. It takes humility for you to come online and apologize. So I came now, I posted a picture on her timeline. People were screaming. Immediately she came now and unfriended. In fact, she blocked me and deleted the post. So I told the father that she's not sorry yet. When she's sorry, I will know. When she's truly sorry, I will know. That was when the father called her and spoke to her. The mentor called her and spoke to her until. The only thing I ever asked from her was a video, because I saw that she was trying to hide the truth. Like, she didn't pour me water. She's lying to the people that I came to her house to insult her. Nothing like such happened. She said I came to her house to insult her. That was not the truth. So I asked her to make a video and tell the whole world that she poured water on me. She refused. The family also, they were like, it's going to tarnish the image of that girl. I said, oh, so she wants to tarnish my own image and she wants her own to be protected, or how? I told them that I won't sign any paper if she doesn't make a video and tell the whole world that she poured water on me. She said she's not going to do that because it will tarnish her image. I said, then I'm not signing any paper. I went and slept. The family slept in my parlor. Like, they slept in our house that night. And the next morning she was to be taken to New Bell. And if she has gone to New Bell, it would be after maybe 3 years. I myself, I won't have anything to say again. The law would have taken its course. So I slept that night, and a lot of people, even my other brother spoke to me. My other brother was a pastor, Pastor Desmond. He spoke to me. A lot of people spoke to me that night. I had to forgive her. It was really painful, but I had to do it.
So you forgiven her sincerely?
Sincerely, even without her sending the video, even without her asking for apologies. She went out and she was telling the people, I know she's not even sorry of what she did, because she's telling the people that I forced her to apologize on Facebook. It means she's not even sorry, but that's not even my problem. I'm forgiving her.
You are forgiving her, okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, Vanessa, is the day she met with the prophetess husband and the other guy, the wife, was aware? Isidore Ofon watching from Mukuru village. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, Vanessa, if the day she met with the prophetess husband and the other guy, the wife, was aware, okay, I don't know.
Was it necessary?
Yes.
Seriously.
This is Amos Samuel. Good evening, Mr. Leo, and to all the panelists in the studio. Thank God. Okay, I got this message already. Esther, writing from Yaoundé, says, good evening, Mr. Leo, and to the apostle. Please, Apostle Lambe, just advise, only God knows the truth. Esther is writing from Yaoundé. This one says, Vanessa, you are a woman, and you know how jealous women are. You were supposed to cut off your link with the family immediately she started accusing you. From their fruit you shall know them. Prophetess needs repentance. Lapana Tasha is writing from Cyprus. Good evening to you, Lapana, and happy new year to you. Madame Thérèse writing from Yaoundé. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Vanessa is speaking the truth. Women should attack their husbands, not other women. Okay, good evening, Mr. Leo. The prophetess is an epitome of Lucifer with such an act. Mercy is writing from Kumba. This one says, yes, by finish your program. Okay. Good evening, I'm Prophet Samuel, watching from Douala, Samuel Tani. Please, I want Mr. Leo and Apostle Lambe to analyze this. Vanessa there has confessed several times that she knows the attitude of artists as concerns their payments, meaning they can be harsh or arrogant. But at her age, being a woman also like Prophetess Grace, shouldn't she have known that the prophetess' home could be the most hostile environment on earth, given that she had confronted Vanessa already with accusations? I asked that question already. Okay. Knowing who women are, that you too are a woman, why go to the house of your accuser and blackmail? Is it for 20,000 francs that you will still decide to go to the home of one who doesn't like you and tarnishes your image already? Okay, Prophet, your message is gone through, but I'm sure I asked Vanessa that question, that if she was accused, why go there again? Good evening, Mr. Lee. Vanessa is indeed pretty. Please ask her if by any chance the pastor ever approached her for any kind of relationship. Thank you.
Well, nothing like such happened. The man is so innocent. In this case, maybe the man has been doing it to other ladies, but in this case, I can swear that he has never done anything like that. In fact, he has not done anything like that.
Okay, he did not chat you?
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Leo. Thanks for bringing this up, but you need to ask open-ended questions to this lady. Don't put her on the spot. She's still healing from whatever trauma she's going through, and we would appreciate if you could have either the pastor's wife. I've said that I'm looking forward to getting her number so that she can be here also. Vanessa says that she is ready for a show with the pastor himself, with the wife, the prophetess. So we are looking, she has changed her number, so we are looking for ways to get through to her. No, you give time and opportunity for them to prepare, come and counter the story. So we'll dwell more on the defense side. Okay. Lowe is watching from Minnesota in the United States of America. This one says, there's no smoke without fire. Did his wife warn you? If yes, then why did you go to the pastor's house? Elvis Fangalo writing from the capital city of the United Arab Emirates. Okay. She has explained that she went to collect her money. The artists were on her neck. Okay. Was that a picture? Can we hear? Yes. That's the picture of the burns. Okay. Yeah, it was quite painful now.
It was really painful.
Asha. Okay, well said, Apostle Vanessa. My heart cries out to you, as sister. No person should ever endure such pain from another human who is supposed to be serving humanity. Prophetess, you are playing with God, hiding behind the word church. You and the husband need serious interventions before you start corrupting vulnerable people who are truly seeking God's face. Practice what you preach. From Vanessa Amazi. Okay, Vanessa Amazi, we are watching from South Africa. Say hello to Kirikou. We call him Kirikou Kaka. Mr. Leo, I would have been better to bring the arrogant so-called prophetess on board to look Vanessa eyeball to eyeball and prove she had an affair with the husband. Eno Mulubath is writing from Bamenda. Like I said, we are working on that. We hope that we get her. I forget Syria. Good evening, Mr. Liu and all the panelists. Your program really is educative and an eye-opener. Maybe this act would have taken Vanessa's life, but Apostle, this question is for you. Is the pastoring a calling? And is there any place in the Bible that states that the wife of an apostle becomes a prophetess, or the prophetess we are here today is also a calling?
No, there are many people who are called as apostles and pastors, and the married women who are administrators, the married women who are singers. It doesn't automatically result to the fact that because you're an apostle, you married a prophetess. The truth is, many people there are three categories of pastors. There is a pastor that went to Bible school because he has a diploma from a seminary. He calls himself a pastor. That's Bible school trained pastor. There is another pastor that is called by another pastor. For instance, the man is a pastor, he calls his wife automatically. That's man called pastor. Then there are pastors who are called of God. The first thing that God calls a man, he does is with him, is that he makes the man. Jesus said, I will make you. The making process when God crucifies the flesh and the spirit gains ascendance over you. That's why I say that as somebody who is born again, not genuine born again child of God, filled with the Holy Spirit, whose heart has been circumcised to the actual stance. Some may even be afraid to slaughter a cock because their hearts have been dealt with to the extent whereby a level of mercy is inside. When somebody can still carry knife or carry gun or carry hot water and pour on somebody, I can guarantee you the person born againism is questionable. It is questionable for anybody who is truly born again. I was something else when I gave my life to Christ, but I've become very vulnerable to those things because the Spirit of God is a spirit that says, I will turn the heart of stone to the heart of flesh. So that act alone tells us that that man has been living in hell, because character is like pregnancy. Only circumstance causes them to come out. If a woman can pour hot water on a fellow woman, which we do not support the fact that probably the woman had an affair with the husband, but that action alone tells us that she isn't born again and her heart is not yet circumcised. If she can do that, then we can imagine what the man has been going through in that kind of woman's hand for the past 5 years. I'm talking about being born again. Let's forget about what Vanessa went to the household. Vanessa was having an affair with a person. That singular act alone to have boiled water and pour on somebody's body. Those of you who are born again Christians who have been circumcised by the Holy Spirit, your consciences will tell you that a true born again child of God cannot demonstrate such attributes.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Eden Vioff, watching from Halifax, Canada. I love your program, and we don't need to believe Vanessa, but the act done by the pastor's wife is very wrong. Thank you, Vanessa, for not pressing charges. Keep it up. Good work, Mr. Liu. Thank you very much of you. There from Canada, Prince Williams, writing from Kumba, says, good evening, Mr. Liu and all the panelists. The truth is that a clear conscience fears no accusation. I think no Christian can actually behave in that ugly manner. A wife of the prophet must and a prophetess. Besides, if they react the way it means the husband has a fugitive characteristics, and maybe his lifestyle does not epitome of Christ. In conclusion, Vanessa to come live on air, it means she's innocent. Prince Williams is writing from Barambikang in Kumba. Having just one party in the studio in a three-party story, the public's opinion will be distorted. Journalists, there should be no rush to bring one party involved. Okay. You are writing, I'm sure, from America. We are not in any rush, please. I can't bring the two of them in the same program now. Hello, good evening, Vanessa. I'm deeply sorry for the act, okay? Elvis is writing from Bangam Bakundu. You are a Vanessa, you are a good singer, I must confess. Okay, thank you very much. Good evening to you in the studio. It's good Vanessa have forgiven the prophetess. Okay, I'm Ewit Mark Terry from Kumba. I know the story. She is not telling the truth. I received 600,000 francs and the hospital bills were paid for her. Okay, yes, many stories are out there. Good evening, Mr. Leo. What the lady is saying is true, because I read on Facebook where the lady wrote asking her friends to beg the victim for her. Vincent is writing from Bamenda. Evening house, that woman is joyous of this, my beautiful sister. But I say to her that hot water will bring Vanessa blessing. Frankie P is writing from Kumba. This one said the so-called prophetess is highly jealous and wicked. Throwing water on Vanessa's face was a very wicked attempt by the so-called okay. Destroy the natural beauty given by God. Fombin is writing from Boya. Please, Mr. Liu, ask Vanessa how I can get her music. Elvis is writing from Yaoundé. Okay, Elvis, call us after the program. I will give you Vanessa's number so that you can talk with her. But Vanessa,
yes,
you say you are forgiven her.
Yes, sir.
Have you learned anything from the situation, the story, the events that happened? Would you still go to the prophet's house if you were given another chance to do so? I'm talking about Pastor Daniel.
No, for the sake of peace, I won't go there again. Not because I'm afraid of something, but for the sake of peace. I've learned a lot. I've learned so many things. It's not just about the hot water. I'm still praying for God to give me the insight of this, because maybe God is trying to pass a message. God is trying to tell me to be focused. And maybe God is trying to, maybe there is something that if the woman hadn't poured me water, maybe something very terrible would have happened. It could still be that God held me down to prevent what would have happened ahead of me. In everything, I give thanks to God. Nothing happens for nothing. That's how I see it. Nothing happens for nothing.
Yes. Then you are working with also young gospel singers now. Certainly, especially women. What would be the advice you have for them, especially working with men of God who are also married?
Okay, the advice I have for the men of God is, you know your wife and you know what she's capable of doing. You know how she behaves and you know what she wants. For me, I would advise that if you are a pastor and you're married and your wife is also a mommy pastor, has a call, maybe you should allow her to handle the women part. If you notice that she is jealous, she's a jealous type, maybe you should allow her to handle the women part while you, the man, handle the main part. And but it should not be a must thing that a woman should handle it. And as a woman, I want to advise the woman too. Getting married to a pastor is it shouldn't be your priority. Your priority should be to save life, to protect life, because getting married to a pastor, you're getting married to the whole world. He's a public figure and he's a father to many nations. So you have to accept it that women will always come around him. Men will always come around him. If you bear with me, you will notice that in a home where there are sons and daughters will always be closer to their parents more than the mothers. Because even in church, females don't open up to mommy pastors like they open up to their fathers. What I discuss with my father, I don't discuss with my mother. That's just the truth. I'll tell it to the whole world. Yes, what I discuss with my mother, my father, is not what I discuss with my mother. And what I discuss with my mother is not what I discuss with my father. Men can keep secrets. Women can keep secrets. So that is it. I prefer to say my secret to men than to say it to
Okay, Jim Moore says I should ask you, please ask Vanessa if she blames the pastor for any of this. If she does, has she also forgiven him? Have you forgiven him? And Jim Moore says, please, Leo, can you try to draw her to talk more about the prophetess trying to knife her step by step? There is more to this story.
Well, I blame the pastor. In everything, I blame the pastor. Yes. Why do I say so? They have been married for 5 years. 5 years is not 5 days. You should have known the woman you're living with. You know very well, because I'm not the first person. That's what I heard. I'm not the first person she's attacking. That any woman that comes beside that man is trouble. So you should have known better than calling me to come and work with you. I blame the man, because you knew what your wife is capable of doing, yet you call me to come and help you in a program. And you knew very well that your wife does not like when you appreciate ladies in front of her, yet you appreciated me in front of her. So you were the one endangering my life. In fact, sometimes I didn't even feel like the pastor caused it, because he knew what the wife was capable of doing.
But you are forgiving him?
Yes, forgiving them.
So after the water incident, she came out with a knife?
She came out with a knife to stab me, after saying that in your next life, you will not do it again.
So she was coming for a kid?
Yes.
Wow. And the family held her back?
Yes, but the husband said the wife was coming to stab him with a knife. Yes. When she said that, when she said in your next life you will not try it again, she took the knife and she was coming with they collected the knife from her. But the husband said
so the hot water was not enough. Okay. We are out of time already. I want to read this message from my classmate Ruth Samba, who should be watching us from Limbe. Happy New Year to you, Ruth. She says, please, for the simple fact that Vanessa could accept to appear on TV means she is innocent. Okay. Ruth, good evening to you. This one says, look, okay. Good evening to you in the studio. I wish to say it is devilish to conceive that idea of pouring hot water on somebody. Good evening to you in the panel. The program is really educative and it's an eye-opener. Good evening, Mr. Liu. The lady is not a prophetess, but the mother of, okay. Tabe is writing from Boya. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Your program is so educative. Thanks to the man of God in the house. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Bringing Vanessa on air doesn't vindicate her. It's a lesson to all single sites. I asked her the question also. Mr. Leo, good evening to you all in the studio. Vanessa is a woman of God. May she continue with what she's doing. Good evening. I wish to ask Vanessa if she's married and if she lives alone, because if she's not married, no, let me complete this question. Because if she's not married and lives alone, then I myself, I suspect. Nestor, are you married, Vanessa?
I'm not married. I don't live alone. I live with my elder brother who is a pastor.
And you one day want to marry a pastor?
No, I don't want to marry a pastor.
You don't want to be mama?
That was before. I don't want to marry a pastor.
Okay, before you wanted to marry a pastor?
Yes.
Let's see.
Before I said to myself that let the will of God be done. But now I don't want a pastor.
Elie Moody, ok, bonsoir, je suis Elie. Vanessa, nous ne doutons pas de ta version. Ne doutons pas de ta version de fait. Ta décision finale montre ta grandeur et le meilleur est à venir. Dieu est au contrôle, sois béni. Okay, Elie, good evening to you and thank you for the message. Vanessa, if I was the one, I wouldn't have signed those papers, so that she should have gone to jail to learn a lesson. Isabel is writing from Kumba. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm Luis Fecado in Yaoundé. Please, how can they be calling someone prophetess? Okay. Michael, good evening, Mr. Leo, and Happy New Year. Really agree on the fact that the three should come together, but why such acts? Mike is writing from Brazil. Good evening to you. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Luis. Okay. Hello, Mr. Liu. I'm better watching from Limbe due to the prophetess behavior, meaning if, okay. This one says, where's the guy? The guy is around. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, Vanessa, never allow the bad events that has happened to have an impact on your life. Good evening to you there. Please, sorry to the bitter information between the real chosen. Okay. I want Vanessa's number. Mr. David is writing. Okay, just write me after this. Good evening to the point program. I'm pastor's wife. I wish you don't pronounce I wish you don't pronounce that word prophetess again. Oh, pastor's wife. A spirit-filled wife will not act like, even if she suspects the husband. Okay. Good evening to you guys in the studio. I'm Binda Jude from Tombe. I will also ask Vanessa. Okay, Mr. Leo. Good evening. The pastor and the wife might have cooked the deal. I'm Edward Mark Terry from Kmer. Okay. Teke Hans from Bokwango Boya. Vanessa's explanation. Okay. We are out of time. We can't read all the messages, but Apostle, many men of God need to really understand the dynamics between their families, their wives, and the work. Like she is saying, that you have to understand who your wife is and understand the rapport that you should have with your female collaborators, and maybe the consistent acts of a pastor or a man of God may push the wife to always want to accuse.
Yes, the truth is some women also react based on past experiences. For instance, they might have lived with a man for some years and then discover some acts of infidelity, and then now they want to analyze almost every circumstance around a man with respect to that. There's a normal saying that goes that when a thief is known in a neighborhood, even if something gets missing without the thief being responsible, the thief is always accused. So if the man had once been living that life before this incident, we cannot blame the woman for suspecting the husband because probably he has been living that life. Secondly, the work of God cannot be stagnated because we are afraid to use some competent people for fear of our wives. The wife does not have access to gospel artists. She does not have access to musicians. The husband needed that particular service for the growth and the establishment of the church. Why should a temporal act called marriage destroy something eternal that was meant to save souls? So if you look at the Bible in Matthew 24, it says marriage is something that will end on earth here, but the salvation of souls will go right into eternity.
Okay.
So people's potential should not be limited because we have possessive, arrogant, and very rigid wives. The only thing is that you manage it with wisdom, in the sense that almost involve them in everything you do.
Okay.
Because I would advise most pastors' wives should be their assistant, not assistant in terms of ministry, but on basic local responsibilities in the church. Work with them closely so that they become eyewitnesses to most of the things you do. But will you be carrying them everywhere in the world? You will not carry them everywhere in the world. The issue is women should also mature. And who is mentoring that woman as a woman? Because we've had only the mentor as a father. We've not had a woman who experienced in marriage being her mentor to tell her, because you need to have mentors in specific areas. You may have several fathers, but you may have several men but one father. Who is the woman that speaks to that woman? Because there are women who believe that they know and they are not willing to submit to elderly women in marriage.
Okay. Hello, I'm Agnes from Douala. I want to thank Sister Vanessa for the godly heart. As for the prophetess, she should be the prophetess. Okay. I'm watching you directly. Thank you very much. This one says, please, for Auntie Vanessa's number. Good evening. Where feel sorry for Auntie Vanessa. I am in Bamenda. Okay. I'm getting information that we have been added some extra minutes, so we'll discuss a little bit more. Just write to me if you need Vanessa's number. I will send it to you. Good evening to you guys in the studio. I'm Antoinette writing from Limbe. This one says, hello, Vanessa seems to be very kind-hearted lady. Please, can I have her contacts? Thanks for the man of God's points. He's really inspired by the Holy Spirit. Tabi is writing from Douala. Tabi, you want Vanessa's number? Get to me after the program. I'll send it to you. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and all in the studio. I'm Eze Don, the mayor from Limbe. Okay, Eze, good evening to you. Hello, good evening, Mr. Leo. If Vanessa was aware that the wife has been attacking other girls, why did she still go to the pastor's house? Renee is writing from the Middle East. This one says, Vanessa, stay clear from such people, lest your ministry be ruined. Your brother from Benin, Haggai, see psalmist. Okay. This one says, the case is now between the lady and the people of Cameroon. Vanessa cannot acquit her. And Gitty Jones writing from Bamenda. This is Tony from Limbe. Please ask Vanessa if she lastly paid the artist. Have they been paid?
They have not been paid. The man of God is still owing them to now.
But have you been talking with them?
Yes, I've been talking with the artist, and some of them even said I should leave it.
Because of what happened to you?
Yes, that I should let the man of God go with it.
Yeah, because of what?
But the man of God, after all of this, has he been calling you?
Yes, they came to the house. They came to our house with the mentor and the junior brother of the lady, the prophetess woman. So they came to the house. When they left, he came only the day Canada was to come to the house. Apart from that, he has not come to the house again. But we have been talking on phone. Even today, he spoke with me on phone, and he asked to visit tomorrow. He said that he wants to come tomorrow and visit. I told him I don't want him to come to our house again. That if there's anything he wants to give, because they still have to pay the hospital bill. So I told him that if there's anything they want to give, let them see my other brother. That's what I told him. And I was pleading with him to go back and look for his wife. That let him forgive the wife. No matter what, your wife is still your wife.
Many persons, when you said you were not married and you said you were not going to marry a pastor, I've had more than 10 messages asking why you no longer want to marry a pastor now.
Okay, I don't want to get married to a pastor because a lot of people believe that a pastor is someone that preach on the pulpit, like people who holds the mic. There are actually people out there who know the gospel, who are so impacted in the word, but they don't stand on pulpit to preach. And most of the people that stand on the pulpit to preach, they are pretenders. The highest place you can see pretenders is in church. If you are looking for pretenders, go to church. You'll find them there. But I'm not saying that a church is a bad place. It's a very good place. But today, church, many pretenders hide themselves in church. Yes, that's what I can say.
Okay,
but there are still real people out there.
There are still
real men of God out there.
Okay, Eli, can we have 1 more minute of Vanessa's song before we wrap up for today?
Baba, you are worthy, worthy of my praise. You are worthy, worthy to be praised. You are worthy, worthy of my praise. You are worthy, worthy to be praised. You are worthy, worthy of my praise. You are worthy, worthy to be praised. I sing to you, with praises from my heart, with praises from my heart. Lord, I worship you. I sing to you, with praises from my heart, with praises from my heart. Lord, I worship you. Jehovah, you do good things for me. You do good things for me. Jehovah, you do good things for me. Yeah. You do good things for me. I'm gonna make a, you do good things for me. You do good things for me. Yes, you do praise, you do good things for me. Yeah. You do good things for me. Jehovah, you do good things for me. You do good things for me. I love you, you do good things for me. Yeah. You do good things for me. What you money matter, you do good things for me. You do good things for me. Jehovah, you do good things for me. Yeah. You do good things for me. Baba, you do good things for me. You do good things for me. Daddy, you do good
Okay, Vanessa, you say God has done very good things to you in that video, but it happened that what I was put on you. Yes, has it dampened your spirit in any way, or you think that as a child of God, you have given thanks and that everything is working for you?
Well, I don't see any bad thing in that. Like I said, I've learned a lot. Yes, in this I've learned a lot, and the thing has really helped me to be focused. The more, maybe I was distracted. I was here, there. The thing has helped me to be focused. Now I can really sit down and analyze things. Like, I'm very much careful now. And
you not go around people's husband anyhow.
No.
Are you worried when some people say you are a husband snatcher?
Well,
you leave them for God.
If I was guilty, I would have been worried. But since I'm not, it doesn't bother me, because it's all for the glory of God. When you're innocent, you don't need to bother. You allow God to fight for you. Yes. You can't fight someone. I wrote something on Facebook that you can't fight a person with a good heart and win. Never. God will disgrace you and embarrass you. When you know you're innocent, you hold your peace and let God fight for you. Okay.
Apostle Ambe, a difficult one there for this, but certainly you should have also a word for young female Christians now to be watchful.
The truth is, I want to advise our sisters, especially our sisters in the Lord, who have a clear conscience to serve God. You can die for God, but not for man. Jesus Christ has died and shed his blood for humanity. There's no pastor worth dying for. There's no army pastor worth dying for. If they will strangulate you because you want to render your services, you back out of that environment. The truth is, you don't go to where you are tolerated. You go to where you are celebrated. Anybody who does not admire, celebrate, or place value on what you carry is not worth your attention. If the main pastor didn't place value for what you are trying to do, to establish your ministry, it was just normal. Even if you were a Christian, that should have advised you to back out of such a ministry, because it was certain that people who are not competent in areas get jealous and frustrated when they find people who are filling the gap. The truth, as a main pastor, you might not do everything in your husband ministry. That's why God sends people in that ministry. And the people are coming with abilities you do not have. They are coming with skills and competence you do not have. The problem is, if you are able to harmonize every talent and gift around you, you will understand the interest of the ministry is more important than your interest. People set their interest beyond God's interest. God says, seek ye first the kingdom. If the organization of that program was to birth souls into the kingdom, I don't see how important your own desire can override the will of God as far as ministry is concerned.
Samuel, writing from Douala here, is insisting that we should get the side of the woman. There is a version that is circulating on social media. Since we have been struggling to ask Vanessa, and we think that we should give her side, let me take the pains to read through what she wrote on WhatsApp. It says, while I was there, I wrote an apology message to her. That is Prophetess Grace writing. While I was there, I wrote an apology message to her privately to you on SMS and WhatsApp number, but she was not satisfied. So she said I should write apology message telling me what to say, and I should post the message on Facebook. Daniel never came to visit me at the prison. He doesn't care whether I eat there or not. It's only my brother who brought me food. I read everything. Then the message also says, so while she was in the house, I went to the kitchen to boil water for the children. While I was coming outside, she too left the house and was towards me, and so she turned behind and pushed the hot water on my hands. Okay, as the water slipped off, it threw on her upper back, and some water touched my feet and also splashed on my in-law's body, who was standing next to us. I rushed inside the house to bring cold water. On return, she went down the stairs and told people I want to kill her. So actually, she came to my house that fateful night. that fateful night and was discussing with my husband in my presence, making mockery of me. I was in church holding mic to preach. This lady was making mockery of me, laughing, and my husband did nothing. Many a times she would call my husband and they would go out and he would come back very late at night, yet I said nothing. Each time I want to talk about this matter in the house, my husband would insult me because of her and said terrible things to me. She came to my house and insulted me, condemning my marriage and proudly telling me she loves him in front of me, and my husband standing there and said nothing. Daniel insulted me in my house because of that girl. Several times I have cried and bled blood because of this. This is about you, eh? Yes.
Well, maybe
I'm reading it just to satisfy, because we have said it several
yes,
people
sir.
seem not to understand. I'm reading it for you people to understand. Yes.
Well, maybe I have a twin sister somewhere I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because all these things, you yourself reading this thing, if you really have wisdom, you will see lies in everything she's saying. How can I push water and the thing will flash on my head and my face? Seriously. Okay, how can I call the husband and go out with the husband? Your husband is cheating on you and telling you, I'm cheating with this lady. How can I be sleeping with your husband, then I come to your house and tell you I love your husband? Am I crazy? She doesn't even know how to lie.
Why didn't she follow your husband?
She doesn't even know how to lie. Seriously. Maybe I have a twin sister somewhere. That's just the truth.
Okay, special greetings to you, Ruth Samba, my classmate. I know you're watching me from Limbe. Happy New Year to you. Yes, how do you understand this message I just read?
She said she had water in her hand, and then Vanessa struggled with the water. It splashed on her face. Mr. Liu, this is the hand. Was she carrying the water on her head?
Can we see the burns? Because the burns is behind her back now. Yes.
Look at it. It's here.
Yes.
Yes. Now, how can water leave somebody's hand and go right to the head here? It's questionable.
On my leg, there's no water.
Number
my
two,
hand.
she said the woman will call her husband, they will go out. You knew somebody is calling your husband. Why don't you trail your husband to the hotel to have an evidence? It's as simple now. Yeah, why don't you trail your husband to the hotel and have an evidence? Number two, where is a picture of the in-law whom water also burnt his leg? It's only Vanessa's burn that is on Facebook.
Seriously.
I think if she was supposed to be writing, she was supposed to have snapped a
on
photograph.
her leg and that of the in-law.
She was have shown her only because the intensity of the heat of the water splashed on her, and every other person was supposed to have had a burn equal like Vanessa. Should have shown her leg as an example also. You see, me, I'm not trying to sit here, not because Vanessa is there, I'm not sitting here to defend her. I'm trying to give an analysis on something that people can actually get some sense out of it. The story doesn't augur very well. It's not clear. The story is not clear. From what she's saying, it's not clear.
Okay.
That's the simple truth.
It's not clear. Okay. Prophetess or Jezebel, please say complete it. Thank you. Okay. Good evening to you. I'll also take some messages before we draw. Hello, David from Yaoundé. Why does she say she dislikes getting married to a man of God? Okay, she explained that already to us. Hello, good evening and happy New Year to you all in the studio. A woman called prophetess does not deserve that title because she's not acting as one. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Is Cynthia in Tico? I'm seeing Vanessa for the first time and I just love her. She's an honest girl. Please, for her number, just call me after the program. From what Vanessa just said about pastors, it can be concluded they had an affair or were still to have one. I don't know. Good evening, Mr. Luke. Please, I really need Vanessa's music, please. I'm so touched by her music, please. It's Desmond from Douala. Just call after I will send you her number, please. For Vanessa's number, I will send you her number. I hope people are asking for that number to encourage her
and pray with her.
Good evening, Mr. Luke. Please, for Apostles' number, Wisdom is writing from Yaoundé. Wisdom, get to me after the program. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Mr. Kumaxel watching from Yaoundé. I've listened to every Vanessa speak. and she seems not to be clear. She is Christian. She claimed was supposed to know that it is not good to go closer to married men that way. Okay, I don't know how close she was. Vanessa, I don't trust you. Judging from your facial expression, something is not true. Anyways, you have be forgiven. Avoid people's family. Okay. This one says, Vanessa, I will to call you Haggai. Okay. Yes, you call Vanessa. Good evening, Mr. Leo. This is Mr. David writing from United Arab Emirates, precisely Dubai. Please, for Miss Vanessa's number. Through this incident, she will have an upliftment in all sectors of life. I hope you claim it, Vanessa.
Amen.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. This is Ndikum from my aid Mancon. I suppose we need a witness in that case. No, this is not a court. There's no witness here. We just pray that we are going to have opportunity to talk with the prophetess in this same studio. If Pastor Daniel is ready, we can bring him here also. Vanessa says she's ready anytime for a talk with all of them in the studio, so that we can discuss this. Pastor Akara says, good evening. As Apostle, what if Vanessa is guilty because the intensity of the crime is not proportionate to effect explained by Vanessa? We have to end here. Unfortunately, if you need Vanessa's number, just get to me after the show. I'll forward the number to you. Apostle Ambe, one last word to our televiewers before we quit this evening.
Pastors, mommy pastors, help build your husband's ministry. Pastors, protect the interest of your wives. I prefer you ask your wife to deal more with the ladies while you deal with the men. But the truth is, it is impossible because there is a grace you carry, your wife doesn't carry, and it will be needed to attend to women. The only thing is, from the experience I got of my spiritual father, Bishop David Oyedepo, is that he doesn't have female companions. From secretaries to assistant, he doesn't have, except on situation where we don't have any male, then they can manage a female. So I prefer your secretary should be a man, your protocol a man, and if you're going to work anything like bringing somebody in a church to organize a gospel event, I prefer you contact a male artist to rather bring the women behind him, rather than using a woman to bring male behind him. I'm not sure Vanessa is the only gospel singer that you guys know. Irrespective of the fact that you admire his ministry, you could have especially used a male artist, yet bring Vanessa along the line to work with the male artist in order to avoid all these inconveniences. So I prefer we use the male factor for the male and the female factor for the female. In the early church in those days, when our parents were going to Pentecostal churches, the church was divided into two. Men sat on one row, women on the other row, and those things, we're calling them traditional Christianity, but they helped solve a lot of problems in those days. I think we have to go back to the olden days where women were sitting in one row and men on the other row. Mommy pastor attend to women, Papa pastor attend to men to avoid immorality and a lot of inconveniences.
Okay, many persons who joined the program late are asking, there are more than 5 just wrote to me, they want to know what took you to the pastor's home, because people hear that water was poured on you and they don't know, since you gave that version from the beginning of the program.
Okay, well, I want to say this. A lot of people are asking on Facebook that the woman accused you of going out with the husband. Why did you go to her house? What I want to tell them is, it's a work of God we are doing. That's how I saw it. Because despite all what she said,
no, tell the story like you said in the beginning, that you were contracted to run a program. They were owing you, they're supposed to pay 85,000. It was not paid. So the artists were on their neck and you went to ask for the money.
Because we went to his church, he asked us to come and collect the money at 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. We arrived there and he was not there. We called him on phone and he said, we asked those that were there and they said the pastor had left already. We called him on phone and I personally called him with my phone and he said, well, I'm sorry, I left to leave the children. Madam was not in church. I said, okay sir, what happened to the money? He said, I have just 15,000 in my mobile money. Should I send it to you? I said, sir, don't send it because I don't know what I'm going to do with 15,000. Am I going to give it to the instrumentalists or the singers or the MCs? Before I could say anything, he dropped his call. I called again, he didn't pick. I told the MC girl that, please, let's go to his house. Let's go, so that he will explain everything to you. It shouldn't be that I'm trying to play Magomako with you people's money. When we arrived to his house, then we greeted the wife, and the wife did not answer. He said, you people should pass. I don't need people's greeting. When we entered the house, they asked me to sit. I said, I'm not sitting, because I was not comfortable with the way she attacked me. I was just going, because that was my last day. I said to myself, that's my last day. The only thing I wanted to finish with the program and caught up with everything I had to do with them. If I had stopped the program, my team would have stopped, and maybe his program would have gone as planned. So that was why I had to continue with the program, because I knew it was the work of God. For me, I knew that she could poison me, but I didn't know she would go to the level of pouring me hot water. So when we arrived at the house, she went outside, came back and sat, smiled with us and said, dear, there is food though. It was the husband that replied that people, they enter house, they greet you, answer, and I chop you, they give them. She smiled and said, there's food now. Anybody that enters here must eat. Then we replied, we told her that we are not eating. She laughed and said, when I fear poison. When she said that, she went outside. I didn't know that she was boiling water for me. So the husband and the family, they were there. They were pleading with us that, please, we don't really have money. The program didn't, people didn't come. Like, people were not there. No money came. We didn't raise anything. So they said, I have just 20,000. Please, you should just manage it. And come next week, I will finish your money. I said, no, sir, I cannot collect this money. Call the voice. Like, it is one of my colleagues, the voice. Call him and confirm with him if I should accept this money. The pastor called him and he confirmed that I should accept it. So he was to finish the money, because the money was 85,000 and he wanted to give us 15,000. That's why I said no. So when we go to his house, he said he had to call the colleague to confirm that I should collect the money before I call it, because he was really on my neck. He needed the money. So I now we called him and he spoke with the pastor. The pastor said, please take this money, I will finish it next week. So when I collected the money, I was going. That was when I heard my name, Van. As I turned, she poured the water on my face. As I was shouting, I was confused. I shouted, I turned, she poured the other one on my back. That's when I felt it right inside my heart, because when she poured me that water, I was really confused. Okay,
Vanessa, thank you. That is the outcome of our event. We are out of time. We have to end here, unfortunately. I just want to read this one last message from Ten Ako, writing from Kaduna. It says, the truth that the singer honored this live interview and the prophetess visibly is yet to feature, and may not exonerate the former. I appreciate Apostle Valentine's hint and foresight about supposed rapport rules between church leaders, church workers, contractors at Demsko, Kaduna, Nigeria. Thank you very much, Vanessa. We're glad you came for this program.
Thank you, sir.
And you see, anytime the prophetess and the pastor are ready, you are ready for the show.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We want to thank you all who took time off to watch this program. Special thank you to you, Eli, who is always there to produce our programs, and Bertrand at the broadcasting, and to you, Tambe Bryant, who is supervising our work out here. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.